Hello all, welcome to Pharma Icon. Today we are going to discuss about the important MCQs for the pharma students for the preparation of following exams like GPAT, NIPER, Drug Inspector, Central Pharmacist exam along with drug analyst. Here the first question for this today's session is which one of the following is called as a bone forming cells? Here the options are osteocytes, osteoclast, osteons and osteoblast. So these are the options and the correct answer for this question is osteoblast. The osteoblasts are known as a bone forming cells, whereas the osteocytes are helps in the bone remodeling, maintenance of calcium and phosphate levels in the bone, whereas the osteoclasts are breakdown of the bone tissue and maintenance of the bone health, whereas osteons are the functional component of the compact bone and they are helps in the bone modeling and response. So hence the answer is osteoblast. And then second one, what type of cells are called scavenger cells? Here the options are mast cells, natural killer cells, macrophages and neutrophils. And what are called scavenger cells? Here scavenger cells are mostly helps to engulf and digest the debris along with the microorganisms which are present in the body. So the correct answer for this question is natural killer cells are called scavenger cells, whereas mast cells are mostly immune system part and they are protect the body, whereas natural killer cells, these are lymphocytes to protect the immune system. And the macrophages are white blood cells, they are kill the microorganisms, whereas the neutrophils are fights the bacterial infections and heals the injury. So the correct answer for this question is natural killer cells. And the third one, which gland secretes the melatonin hormone in the human body? So the options for this question are adrenal gland, thyroid gland, thymus gland and pineal gland. Melatonin hormone is mostly secreted by the pineal gland in the body. Okay, then coming to the adrenal gland which is mostly responsible for the metabolism and immune system, whereas thyroid gland which releases the T3 and T4 hormones which is mostly responsible for the metabolism, maintenance of body temperature and heat, etc. The thymus gland is mostly produce the T lymphocytes in the body. So and the melatonin hormone which is also known as a darkness hormone which is responsible for the sleep in our body and which is also maintenance the circadian rhythms or sleep cycle in the body. Next, go with the fourth question. Who discovered the first vaccine for smallpox disease? Here the options are Edward Jenner, Robert Koch, Louis Pasteur and Lister. And the correct answer for this question is Edward Jenner. Here first, the smallpox vaccine is caused by the variola virus and which is an acute contagious disease. So the Edward Jenner discovered the first vaccine for the smallpox disease. And Louis Pasteur is he discovered and maintenance of the fermentation process. And Lister is a British surgeon who discovered the infections in wounds during and after the surgery. At the time of surgery, he discovered the process of infection. Next, fifth one. What is the principle involved in autoclave? So, the principle involved in autoclave and the options are moist heat, steam under pressure, dry heat and A and B. And the correct answer for this question is both A and B, moist heat and steam under pressure. And go with the autoclave. Autoclave is an instrument which is mostly used for the process of sterilization and the autoclave can be run at 121 degrees temperature, 15 lbs pressure and 15 minutes minutes time. And mostly the material used in the autoclave are moisture substances materials. And the dry heat can be used for the powders and the materials which can be easily damaged by the water. They cannot be used by using autoclave, and they can be used by the dry heat. And then next question, how many amino acids are present in the insulin? So the options are 51 amino acids, 31 amino acids, 70 amino acids, and none of the above. And the correct answer for this question is 51 amino acids. In the 51 amino acids, type A and type B, both chains are present. And the type A contain 21 amino acids, and the chain B contain 30 amino acids. Both chain A and chain B, they are connected with the disulfide bonds in the insulin. And the next 7th question, who among the following discovered the nucleus? Here the options are Ostwald, Watson and Crick, Robert Hooke and Robert Brown. And the correct answer for this question, discovery of the nucleus, is done by the Robert Brown. Nucleus was discovered by the Robert Brown. Whereas Ostwald, he discovered the law of dilution, whereas Watson and Crick discovered the DNA, and Robert Hooke, he discovered the cell in the year of 1665. So the correct answer for this question is Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. And the next 8th one, what are the examples of basic dyes? Here the options are eosin, fuchsin, safranin and picric acid. So first of all, what are basic dyes? And the basic dyes are called as the substances which are water soluble and synthetic dyes. So the correct answer for this question is safranin. The safranin is example for the basic dyes, whereas eosin and fuchsin, these are acidic dyes. Whereas picric acid is one of the component in the preparation of the Hager's reagents, which is mostly used for the determination of alkaloids. And then next go with the 9th question, single flagella containing bacteria are called as, and the options are Lopotrichus, Peritrichus, Atrichus and Monotrichus. And the answer for this question is Monotrichus. Monotrichus means single flagella, only one time with the flagella are called as a single flagella, whereas Lopotrichus means the flagella which is multiple around the same point, arranging of flagella at the same point. Whereas Peritrichus means entire bacterial surface the flagella is to be present, which is known as a Peritrichus. Whereas Atrichus means no flagella present on the bacteria. So the correct answer for this question, single flagella containing bacteria are called Monotrichus. Next, 10th question and last question for this session, typhoid can be detected by the following test. Here the options are ELISA, Ross-Wallace test, Weidel test and Western blotting test. And the typhoid is a disease or the fever which can be easily transmitted by the Salmonella typhi and mostly transferred to the food and contaminated food and water. And the correct answer for the typhoid detection is by the Weidel test. In this Weidel test, the typhoid fever can be determined by checking of the antibodies present against the typhoid bacteria. And ELISA, and the ELISA is a enzyme linked immunosorbate assay which is mostly used for the detection of antigen and antibody interaction. And then Ross-Wallace test, the Ross-Wallace test is mostly for the checking of the human serum rheumatoid factor. And then Western blotting test, and the Western blotting test is mostly for the determination of proteins and blood tissues present in the body. So this is the complete session for the today's, and the total MCQs are the total 10 important MCQs to be discussed in this session. Thank you, and please do subscribe Pharma Icon.